Okay, so the first card you've got for your present is this horrible Seven of Cups. It's a very weird card. Again, this can be about fantasy, complete fantasy, dreaming, all that kind of thing. That's how they had you, fantasy, confusion. I think there's still a lot you need to unpack around this. You know, it's not that you're not over this, but I think you're still unpacking things out of your mind. It's almost like, oh yeah, I remember that. Oh, I remember they said that. Okay, where am I going to put that in my little filing cabinet? I'll put that over there. So it's kind of a bit like that. And yeah, this card can be about having lots of options in love. So I think there are people around you, definitely who are interested in you, more than one, people who are attracted to you. But it feels like you're sitting back like this Hanged Man, and also, you know, the other two cards, the Nine of Pentacles and the Empress, sitting there just quite content by yourself right now, not really looking for anyone. This is for single people, obviously. And yeah, if that's you, if that's how you're feeling, you're going to stay like that for a while, I think, because you're really just getting your life back together. You're kind of feathering your nest, making things nice for yourself, making your surroundings nice, making your view nice, making things good for yourself, just by yourself. And also, you know, reassessing your standards. And I think when you are ready for someone to come in, you'll have very, very very clear standards, very clear standards in front of you. You'll say, no, if you want to come to me, you have to pass through this gate and this security guard and that lock and that door and that prison. It won't be that bad, but you'll have a lot of security checks in front of you. Lots of security checks. When you've dealt with someone who has any kind of devil tendencies at all, no matter what it is, it makes you like that. And that's good for you, actually. Yeah, so looking down at this whole sequence here, again, there's lots of building yourself up, doing nice things for yourself with these two women here, making your surroundings nice, maybe buying nice things for your home. I was seeing that before. This is what I'm getting. It's like, okay, finally, this is my space now. Finally, this is my space. I haven't had this before. So maybe when you were growing up, you felt that you didn't have your own space. Maybe you had lots of siblings. Maybe you couldn't share, or maybe you had to share your space. You didn't have your own space. Or it might be that, you know, when you're with someone, they encroached on your space when you were in a relationship, living with someone. Or maybe you moved in with someone who had their place already set up and you felt a little bit awkward. So whatever happened to you could be all of those things, or it just might be that you're just so happy to have your own space now. But you're very, very visual. You're very visual. Your space is very, very important to you. So having your own things in your own space doesn't have to be expensive things, just things that have meaning to you, only you. That's helping you to transform your insides. You know, what things look like, not to everyone, but to you, it's very important to you. Visual things are very important to you. Those kind of senses, smell, you might have candles around, flowers, all that kind of thing. Or if you're male, I don't know, you might have whatever. But things that make your senses feel good. It makes a big difference to how you feel on the inside, what you're seeing on the outside. That's why, you know, when you see all these amazing, great big churches with gold and statues and things like that, they're visually trying to convey a message, and they're trying to transform people's feelings. So that's what you're doing. You're transforming your feelings, you're transforming your surroundings by changing your surroundings. So no more of that. That's boring, I know. But you're rebuilding your identity through that. And I think you lost some of your identity, actually, and you're building that up again. Right, so with this Knight of Cups here, I'm just looking at this now. This is a love offer. So there's a love offer coming in. Definitely communication coming into you with this Knight of Cups. Now, yeah, this is someone who's above everyone else. I know that sounds horrible, but I was getting in the Seven of Cups, you had quite a few people around you who are interested in you. Now you've got this other person coming in, and it just feels like yeah, they're a cut above the rest. That's what I'm getting at, a cut above the rest. It's like, okay, I was saying no to all these people, or I was kind of mentally saying, no, I'm not interested in anyone. Now I've got this person coming in. This feels a little bit different. Okay, feels a little bit different. You're still holding back. You're still holding back. You've still got this kind of, it's like, okay, if you want me, you can come to me. I'm not chasing you. I'm not making the vase move at all or anything. You can come to me and then I'll see. So you've got that. And I think they are willing to come to you. I think they are willing to come and talk to you. But yeah, you're very, very careful. You're very careful about whether you're going to let them close to you. Even though you are attracted to this person, or you will be when you see them. Lots of attraction there, but lots of wariness, because you've had this devil in your life. And if you have a look at this, this is really interesting. The Knight of Cups has his back literally to this devil. So you're like, no, I'm really wary of anyone who comes in, even if I'm attracted to them, because there's this devil, and I'm really worried about that happening to me again. Of course, that's natural. So someone's going to try and break through that. There's someone who's going to be quite persistent, I think, but not in an obsessive way, not in that kind of way, but they're very patient. They're kind of just patiently persistent, if that makes sense. Okay, I have to say this for someone. I don't know who this is for. Okay, you might be talking to this person already, so you might already know who this is. There's a link between this person and something or someone in your past. Now, I don't know if this is an ex they were friends with, might be a group of people, might be a place, or a time in your life. Now, it does feel like there's some connection between them and something in your past that you're happy to move on from. Now, I'm not getting anything wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with them. There's nothing bad about them. They're fine. But there's a lot of bad memories that are connected to this time in your past, or someone in your past, or something from your past. And they still have some connection to that, whether they're friends with someone there, or they know someone, or they're related. It's something like that. Now, you might not know this connection, you might not know about this connection, or you might not know that this person knows whoever this is or whatever this is from your past, if that makes sense to you. I don't think they've revealed this to you yet, or they won't be revealing this to you for a while if you haven't actually met this person yet. But I think you have, because they've got a connection to your past. When you find that out, that association, or you find out what that connection is, it might be a little bit too much for you, having that old energy still around you, because I'm getting this really strong energy of you wanting to move forward, wanting a new scene, wanting to get away from the old. That's all over this whole spread. So yeah, this is what I have to say to you, if this is all making sense to you. Might not yet, you might not know about any of this yet. Wait until they tell you about this old connection before you make a decision whether to go ahead seriously with them or not. Yeah, when you hear about this, or when you see a sign, it might be a sign that happens and you realise, I think it might be that actually. However you find out about whatever this is, make a decision after that, because you don't want to get too close. You don't want to get too far into this. And you're already right in this. You've already made all these ties. You've already done this and that. And it's months and months down the road. Then you realise that thing. And then it's like, oh, I'm already invested in this. So make sure you find out what this is before you go ahead, or before you get too close to them. That's what I'm seeing. And with this Nine of Pentacles, that could be about decisions. So you're going to have to make a decision about this person. Make sure you make that decision, or you know this thing, before you get too close or before you get too far in. So yeah, it's about whether you're happy to have those old energies around you or not. To me, it feels like you might not, because I keep on getting all this, oh, I want to change, I want to get away from all that, I want a new scene, I don't want anything from my past. This might not have anything to do with this devil person. It might be another time in your past, I don't know. But find out what this is once again before you commit to this person. That's what I'm getting there very, very, very clearly. I hope that helps someone. Okay, so the first card you've got for your future is this Justice card. Yeah, so again, this is about decisions, weighing things up, working out whether you want this or not. And I think that's about this newer person I'm seeing here. But you need all the information to be able to make that decision. But yeah, it'll come out. It'll come out in some way. You'll find out whether they say something, whether it comes out in some other way. I was getting a sign. I was getting, oh, when you see a sign, I was kind of getting that in the Nine of Pentacles. So it might be something that comes out without them telling you. But anyway, find out what that is before you commit again. And then you'll have that decision to make before it's too late. So there's that again. I'm getting that there again. Okay, something else in this Justice card. Okay, I'm getting lots of waiting here. It feels a bit impatient, but it feels like, okay, I have to wait. I know I have to wait. Very impatient. I'm a little bit worried about how this is being dealt with. That's what I'm getting. It's like you're waiting to get something back. I know this is justice, but it doesn't feel like litigation or court or anything like that. It's like there's this hold up, and it feels like you don't quite trust someone. Actually, you're waiting for someone to deliver something to you, a decision. It feels like it's money related, actually, and you deserve this thing. You're waiting on this thing to come in. Yeah, it feels like money. You're waiting for this thing to come in. And you don't quite trust someone to bring this to you or do this to you. Now, when I say you can't trust them, I'm not saying you don't trust them. I'm not saying, they're going to rob you or take your money away. It's not that kind of not trusting them. It's more like, I can't quite trust their abilities. I'm not sure if they can do this for me. I'm not quite sure whether they're experienced, whether they know what they're doing. It's that kind of thing. So, yeah, you might not want to hear this if this is you, but there's more waiting here. There's more waiting. It's going to take time for this to actually happen because, you've got the Three of Wands here, which is about waiting. I think, if you know what this is about, I think they might be taking their time to cover something up. I think they're out of their depth, actually. I think you're right. They're not very competent at what they're doing. They're out of their depth, and they're trying to hide that. And it's like they're trying to bide their time, or buy themselves time, and kind of scramble behind the curtain to try and make it right. But they're really not making anything right here. There's something about money here. So, do you know what I'm getting? I don't think they're going to stay where they are. I don't think they're going to stay in their position. I think someone else is going to take over because I'm getting someone leaving and someone coming in again. I'm getting a kind of a turnaround of people. So, and I think it's only when this turnaround happens that this is going to come in for you, when someone else takes over. I don't think you want anyone fired or anything like that. You don't want that, but you just want this thing. But I actually think that might happen. I think they might actually be fired or be asked to leave, or they might actually leave before it comes to that. Someone's absolutely going to leave feeling very bad about themselves. So they know that they can't do this. They know they're out of their depth. But yeah, after that happens, that's when this is going to speed up for you. You'll get what you deserve. That's what the Justice card's about. It's about fairness, getting what you deserve. So you will get that. You will get that. And after that happens, you'll feel a lot more comfortable. You'll be more like this Empress right down at the bottom here. So yeah, someone's leaving. Someone's leaving. That's when this is going to turn around, and that's when you'll get that comfort, that feeling of, oh, I can relax now. I've got this back. I don't have to worry about this anymore. So yeah, with this beautiful Empress here, absolutely beautiful. She's so relaxed, so relaxed. So, I think whatever decision you make with this love connection, it's not going to bother you, because I think you are going to be attracted to them. I can see that, but you're not going to be so I think you're determined not to be in that kind of this obsessed state that you were with this last relationship, because there are all these ups and downs there. You know, you've got the Fool and the Devil and obsession and really, really strong feelings, ups and downs and all that. And I think now you're determined not to go through that again with anyone else. So I think now, whatever decision you make around this person, this Knight of Cups person who's coming in, you'll be determined not to let yourself go emotionally. You know, eventually you will with someone, but I think with this person, you'll just be like, well, I'm determined not to get too far into this. So it looks like you will find this out before you make this decision. And because there's lots of, you know, feeling relaxed around this. So, and I think if you found this out later on in the relationship, you'd be like, oh, no, I've already invested this. I'm months in and now I found this out. So it might actually be that you find this out before it gets too far and you just think to yourself, well, it's not worth it. No more drama, no more drama. I don't know, you might make another decision. I don't know. I can't really see what you're going to do, but there is a decision there. But whatever happens, it feels very relaxed to me. It feels very, very relaxed. And it feels like a determined relaxation. I'm determined to be relaxed. I'm determined not to go into stress or drama. That's what you're going to be like for a long time, I think, whatever happens.